Okay, I'll do a little tip and trick on the new Fujifilm GFX50R medium format digital rangefinder camera. A lot of people that have emailed me and asked me about this camera are first-time Fujifilm users, so this certainly will be familiar to other people that have been using X-T2, X-T3, and other Fujifilm cameras. Once you get the camera, you actually have two quick options for setting all your function buttons and your swipe buttons for customization. What you should do is set all buttons. There's a button on the front, two on the top, two back here. This is function button above our Q button. To the most important priorities, and lastly, setting subsidiary importance functionality to the Q menu. Okay, when you actually have your camera on, hold your display back button for a few seconds, and what you'll have come up is this screen for setting up what functionality you want to go to each button. And like I said, you should set top priority whatever you choose those to be right now, and this is also default on these two buttons. Number one is this top button right here in front of the shutter speed dial, and it is set to drive, i.e. single shot, multiple shot, bracketing, exposure bracketing, movie setting. That's default. Also to default, and I like it in that position, is this button, and that is set for choosing your ISO. And I've actually chosen my front function button for playback, but you should set it to whatever you want. I have this button, which is set to auto exposure default, to shutter, which lets me choose. I'll go out of this here and press it in here. Let me choose between electronic front curtain, and this is EF plus E, and of course mechanical shutter, electronic front curtain, M plus E, which is mechanical and electronic. And if you actually read the detail, electronic shutter works above 1/4000th of a second shutter speed, and then electronic front curtain plus MS and ES. Here you see electronic front curtain works to 1/640th of a second. Mechanical shutter works faster than 1/640th, and above 1/4000th, which is the limit of mechanical shutter, electronic shutter kicks in. So I actually have that set right there. Let me go back and hold in my display back button. Okay, and you set these for whatever parameters that you see fit. But I do suggest, and you'll find out that this is the best way to have it set, is all these buttons should be set to your highest priority of usage, what you're going to use the most. I actually have this function button set to face/eye detect. And here we actually have our swipe functions, which you actually take your finger and swipe up, right, down, or left, and you can customize each one of those swipe functions. Here you can actually have electronic level, autofocus area set. Important one for me is a flash functionality for changing to HSS photography and exposure comp and whatnot. And also to default to press in rear command dial. I have had that set for choosing 100% viewing. Once you have those primaries set up, here I am going in the Q menu, but instead of going into Q menu, I can just hold Q button down, and I can actually have this set. If you want to set each one, you hit menu OK, and you choose what you want. I definitely want manual focus assist set here, which lets me choose the color of my focus peaking. And I have film simulation here and white balance. I don't need all of these functionalities. Yeah, really in my Q menu, I only need like 6 things I could change. Like I go over here, and all I have to do is change it when I go into my Q menu. If I want to choose between peaking, blue, red, high, white low, white high, red low, red high, black, blue low, blue high. Which actually I want to set to white high. And hit enter or toggle in your joystick. So set those functionalities up, and this will give you instant access to everything without having to. This is a mistake all first-time Fujifilm users are like, well, I want to change something. I need to go into my menu, and go over here, and then go down here, and go here, and here. You don't have to do any of that. Set all of that important stuff that you'll ever need and then some to your buttons, and then to your Q menu. Okay? It's very important to do that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I could be of some help in setting up your Fujifilm GFX50R digital rangefinder. Let me hit the off switch there. See, interesting off switch on the new GFXR. It's a little lever close in for on and out to the front for off. Exposure comp wheel, and here's our front command wheel around the shutter release button. Thank you so much for watching, and Fujifilm.